7 signs you don't believe in God. Now, for the people that actually support me, not only just watch me, but if you support me, you gonna hit that like button, hit that share button, subscribe to the channel, and donate as well. Number 1, you think God is outside of you. Guys, when you think God is outside of you, that is a sign that you don't believe in God. See, a lot of people think that God is really outside of them. And it's sad, like how, people think God is in the sky, above the clouds. No, God is within you. This is what a lot of you don't understand. And even in the Bible, it says that we do all things, as He strengthens us. So God is within you, and God gives you power, as a human being. You know what I'm saying? Because He said that you can do all things, So if you do all things through God, you have power. You and God work together. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people thinking that, God is outside of them. No. You got to believe that God is in you, and God wants you to grow spiritually, financially. You know what I'm saying? Mentally. So, and you got to feel that presence. And that presence is positive energy. That presence is your higher self in God. That's not your lower self. So you got to believe that. See, me personally, I believe that I am a mini God. I don't believe that I'm actually God, but a mini God. Meaning I am one of God's child. So God gives me power, because I can do all things through God. So by God living within me, me and God, like I said, we both have power. God give me the power to do what I want to do as far as doing things that's in God, to achieve what I want to achieve, to do the right thing, to grow spiritually, to have faith, to put it in the works. God, the God that's within me gives me this power. All right. So you got to believe in the God that's within you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they don't believe that God lives within them, because they talk that God is, outside of them, and God is also doing stuff outside of their control. That's not true. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you why later, why God's not doing things outside of your control if God living within you. All right. So this is how you don't believe in God. Number 2, you blame God for everything, and this is the part where I'm gonna talk about. You thinking God is doing stuff outside of your control when it comes down to your life. See, God is not gonna make you successful. God not gonna make you believe in the Spirit of God. God not gonna, and God. When I mean by you blaming God for everything, well, man, I'm in this position. I'm settling for less in life because of God. Nah. Or I'm not growing in life because of God. Or I'm not where I want to be in life because of God. Nah. You're not where you want to be in life because of you. See, it's too much blaming God for what we choose to settle for. See, you settle for what you settle for because that's your worth. That's your worth. You know what I'm saying? So God within somebody else, their worth might be way more than yours. So you can't complain because you don't want to put in the work and you don't want to grow. So what you do is you blame God for everything. Sometimes, the majority of the time, it's just us. We refuse to grow. We refuse to better our life. And then we see other people bettering their life, other people growing, then we want to get jealous and envious. See, that's not of God. See, that's a sign that you don't believe in God. Because if you believe in God, God is not a jealous spirit. You know what I'm saying? God actually put in work when He was on this planet. You know what I'm saying? When He was on this planet, when He used Christ as one example of God. See, Christ, He put in the work. So we got to put in the work as well. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, y'all blame God for everything, because it's an excuse to justify that you are lazy and you don't truly know your worth in God. You don't truly know your worth. So don't get angry and upset when you see other people growing and manifesting what they want. It's because they got a strong connection with God than you. You know what I'm saying? That's what it comes down to. They actually putting in the work. They actually believe in themselves. You got to believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying? All right. So it's a sign that you don't believe in God when you blame God for everything. You know, it's so sad, man, that people, they think God is just doing stuff outside their control. Nah, God gave you a mindset, a psyche to create your own reality. God gave you that psyche. And God gave you, you know, energy so you can put it into work. So if you're not where you want to be in life, it's not because of God. It's because you refuse to change and grow. All right? Number 3, this is a sign that you don't believe in God. You live in fear. When you living in fear, that's not of God. You know, perfect love casts out all fear. So if you're out here living in fear, you're afraid to take that next step. You know what I'm saying? You're afraid to better yourself. You're afraid to grow in God. You know, you're afraid to seek more knowledge. You're afraid to seek more wisdom because you think that it's going to, you know, test your old beliefs. It's going to challenge your old beliefs. You know what I'm saying? It's going to prove you wrong. You know, this is all fear, guys. When you living in fear, that's a sign that you don't believe in God. Because the God that's in me, I don't have no fear. I don't have no fear, especially as a man. We're not supposed to be living in fear, because God gave us power over animals and everything else. God gave us men, you know, mindsets, leadership roles, you know, not to live in fear. And living in fear is a low vibration. You know what I'm saying? You think it's something bad is going to happen. That's a negative mindset. You know, this sign, me personally, I don't believe that you believe in God. You know? Number 4, you have low self-esteem. This is another sign that you don't believe in God. Because God don't have low self-esteem. That energy is high vibrational. It's the highest vibration that ever existed, you know, in the spiritual realm and on this planet. So if you have low self-esteem, which is a low vibration, means you vibrate in red. No, you in the red zone. This is a sign that you don't believe in God. Because a person that has low self-esteem is a person that don't value themselves, a person that don't care about themselves, a person, 9 times out of 10, when a person that got low self-esteem, they reckless, they got reckless behavior, they don't care, they don't stand on morals, they don't stand on principles, you know, they don't stand on integrity. This is a sign that you don't believe in God. You know what I'm saying? So you got to get your self-esteem up. If you truly believe in God, you know, because God is about confidence. God is about morals, principles, righteousness. All right? You know, when you have low self-esteem, you do things any kind of way. That's not God. You know, that's not a person that believes in God. All right? Number 5, you don't love yourself. This is a sign that you definitely don't believe in God. Because if you don't love yourself, if you don't truly love yourself, how are you going to love God? That don't make sense. Everything starts with you. Everything starts with you. This is what a lot of you people don't understand, man. You can't believe in God not loving yourself. But God can love you, but you can't. But if you don't love yourself, it goes right back to low self-esteem. So if you don't love yourself, you can't love nobody else. You know what I'm saying? That's you stuck at that low vibration. You got to get your vibration up. If you truly love yourself, you got to show yourself that you love yourself. And as you start to love yourself, you start to find yourself in God. You can't find yourself in God if you don't love yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can't. You know, everything starts with you first. You know what I'm saying? You got to find self-worth. You got to find self-love. You got to find self-peace. You got to find self-joy. You got to find self-fulfillment. You got to find that from within. And if you don't find that from within, especially, like I said, especially when it comes down to self-love, if you don't love yourself, there's no way you can love God. Because you don't love nobody else. And how can you love God when you don't love your brother that you see every day? How can you love God when you don't love yourself, that you having a human experience, you know, and seeing yourself every day? That's not a person that's not a person that believes in God. I don't believe that. All right. Number 7, you don't help others. This is a sign that you don't believe in God, because God, He helps others. You know, that high vibrational energy helps others to see, you know, that there is a narrow path, that it is you can live a righteous life. You know what I'm saying? God help other people in so many different ways. You know what I'm saying? But you got to understand that if you want help from God, you got to help other people. Because if you don't help others, God not going to help you. See, it's all a vibration. You got to give to get in this world. You know what I'm saying? You being selfish, you not helping others. That's a sign, of, that's a narcissist. That's a low vibrational spirit that's working through you. Hope you know that. A lot of y'all don't understand that. A lot of y'all don't get that. But you got to get that low vibrational spirit, that selfish spirit from without you. You got to rebuke that spirit and start helping other people. But that's the sign that you don't believe in God, man. All right. Hope you guys somebody in this video. Hope it helped you out. Hope that it encouraged you. Hope you learned something. It's Coleman.